Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Welcome back to Big Mouth, and you can keep this and any other conversation I ignite going on over on my Twitter. Did that even make sense? Anyway, on Twitter, I'm at Movies TV Mad, and my Vero is at Big Mouth 1, and the extension of this channel is my Instagram, Big Mouth. Right, now we've got that sorted out, I want us to use our imagination today, right? And our imagination is going to take us. We're going to pretend we're Warner Brothers Pictures, that we're Warner Media, and we've got one of the biggest decisions to make in the history of our studio. There's this cut of a film. The original was an abomination. They know this. They weren't part of the leadership when all this happened. And all of a sudden, they've got these crazy fans getting this Release the Snyder Cut thing to trend every single day, every single hour. By the way, what's happened to Ramesh De Silva? Everything's been deleted. And has he been blocked? Has he been put on a naughty step? I will find that out. Ramesh De Silva is a great member of the Release the Snyder Cut movement. He does beautiful artwork, but he has seemed to have vanished on his Twitter. So if anyone knows what's happened there, please comment down below. So yes, we're going to pretend we are Warner Brothers today. So we're going to look at this decision they've got to make, and I think they are at least considering the possibility, and they're sitting there scratching their heads. So we're going to look at the pros and the cons of releasing the Snyder Cut from a business standpoint, not just a business standpoint, from Warner Brothers' point of view. Ann Sarnoff and Walter Hamada have got a very, very big decision, because this does stretch up right up to Ann Sarnoff because of the big deal that this is. What the leadership of Warner Brothers did at the time, Kevin Sugihara, was so ill-conceived. It was so insane, and the way they went about it was really, really immoral. So if we're Warner Brothers, if Ann Sarnoff and Walter Hamada, let's call them Ann and Walter, are in an office right now trying to decide for another day what they're going to do here, because Walter Hamada has been in just since after Justice League came out, and they realised that the direction that Sugihara was trying to go through wasn't going to work. So Sugihara brought in Walter Hamada from New Line Cinema himself. He knew he had to do something. This whole plan of Marvelising the DCEU had failed, so they had to do something. So Walter came in, he kind of went in with Aquaman. Aquaman made $1 billion, and then there was Shazam. That was a very good film that made a hell of a lot more money than it cost to make. The lowest grossing DCEU movie, but still it was a profitable movie, and many, many people enjoyed it. And then Walter Hamada's plan to do a DC Black label has worked out. Joker has made $1 billion and counting. That was a very, very different type of comic book movie to make. Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix done a marvellous job. So things are going really, really well for the plan that Walter Hamada has got. So us Release the Snyder Cut kind of stands right. We're causing him a big problem, because the consequences of releasing this cut are infinite. Now, I'm not talking from a fan standpoint. As a fan, I'm just thinking, release it. I want to see it. Bring back Zack. Make him do another 2 Justice League movies. Let him finish off his plan. Let him do Man of Steel 2 and everything he had planned. But that's from a fan's perspective, because we don't have any responsibilities here. So as I say, Walter Hamada and Ann Sarnoff are not responsible for this mess. So they've got to make the right decision for us and the other DC fans as well, who maybe don't care for the Snyderverse, right? So we've got to think of everyone here, and we've got to think how they're looking at this. So they could release the Snyder Cut, and they could just say it's an extended cut, it has no consequences. They could even do the triggering thing, the controversial thing of saying that Joss Whedon's Justice League is the official Justice League, but this is the extended version. This is Zack Snyder's vision. They could do it like that. I don't think that they will. So I think, look, they're thinking about all the variables here. They're thinking about what they can and can't do. or they can say this is Zack Snyder's ultimate vision of Justice League. Now, for us, the Snyder fans, we're thinking announce the Snyder Cut and at the same time announce Henry Cavill's return in a Man of Steel sequel, announce Zack returning to complete his vision in a Justice League 2 and 3. Here's the positives. The release of the Snyder Cut is an excuse to print money. Now, I don't believe this was always the case. Obviously, after BVS, after Justice League, I think straight after Justice League, you couldn't have just pushed the Snyder Cut for release. It just wouldn't have worked. People still have a mistrust of Zack's movies. I'm talking about the mainstream, not me, not everyone else. And I think there was just a distrust of DC movies after the Justice League movie. But then it doesn't take a lot for movie fans to forgive and forget when we see how pumped everyone was for the marketing of Aquaman. And even during the marketing of Aquaman, Jason Momoa started saying, yes, fuck yeah, let's release the Snyder Cut. So even back then he was saying that. What happens? Aquaman crosses $1 billion in the global box office. Amazing result, just like Joker. So Walter Hamada has already got $2 billion movies. That's something Kevin Sugihara would have died for. Not died for, he would have died to have all that. So Walter Hamada is doing really well on his own right. And when you're riding on a quest of a wave, you don't want any wave to knock you over that surfboard, do you? And this is the real problem Walter and Anne are going to have here. So they'll be saying, look at it, it's trending constantly. People are interesting, but it's not just those fans now. It's not those crazy people, right? But everyone seems to be intrigued about it. We've got actors coming out, The Flash, Darkseid. We can make a lot of money here. But why just release it on HBO Max, Anne? What do you mean, Walter? I'm just pretending to be the two of them. I'm just insane, right? So, well, if we release it as a theatrical release, I think we could make $600, $700, $800 million on this totally different Justice League movie. But come on. You've got to think about this, Walter. Think about this logically. I am. This is a great opportunity, not only to release this movie, see how it does, and if it does the money that I think it's going to do, Anne, I absolutely know that they will want, Zack Snyder to complete his vision. So they're the positives that they could be talking about right now. An excuse to print money, bring back Zack. They're the things that they will be thinking about. But they could have gone further than that already in their discussion, seeing that they've already followed Zack Snyder on Twitter. So something is definitely happening here. And there's definitely a reason for us Snyder fans, or at least the Snyder Cut fans, and those of us who are part of this brilliant movement, to be really, really excited. So what are the negatives for Warner Brothers? The negatives are that they've built this universe up since Aquaman, that they've basically, Walter comes into a mess. He sorts it out. So if he does release the Snyder Cut, and it is the totally different Justice League movie we all know and think and imagine it is, please, right? Then they could have, the plan that they have is kind of derailed. But it isn't derailed that much, is it? Let's think about it. Shazam pretty much is in the DCEU. Lots of Man of Steel and BVS Easter eggs. So what's been ruined? Ultimately, right, I think there's always been a proviso here, how Walter Hamada has worked to make sure he didn't dramatically do anything that could contradict the Snyderverse. Now, that's good for us, the release of the Snyder Cut movement. That means there is a really, really big chance that this could happen. So I want to know what you think down below. Do you think that Warner Brothers are going to do this? But this could go on for years. We might have to fight for years and years. I just hope I see it before I bloody well die. Do you know what I mean? But I want to know what you think. I think we are at the peak of the movement. This is the moment that we could hear anything very, very shortly. The way Henry Cavill was talking about in that Men's Fitness article tells me that he's confident that he's going to be back playing Superman, not just in kind of cameos in other DCEU movies, but in a sequel for Man of Steel. So it's all very exciting stuff, but I want to know what you think about this. Are Walter Hamada and Ann Sarnoff for the Snyder Cut or against it? Please like, and share this video if you, of course, liked it. And if you like the channel, share the channel, tell everyone about it, and let's keep building this community up. I shall see you again tomorrow. It's been a very busy day. Sorry for the rush video. I will be a lot better tomorrow, and hopefully we've got lots more news to talk about as well.